Okie dokie, we're back in Toy Smash Kaboom and it has officially launched. It's going to be a ton of fun and we're going to be jumping in with the brand new character, the Puppet Musician. And with that we can choose between which class we want to play. We want to start off with the guitarist. Later on we're going to be unlocking all the other characters too. But for now, let's jump in and see what we can do today. Jump into some ranked games, hell yeah. Now round one we begin, we're going to have a big old round one with a shop, training, laser shop and a challenge opponent. And with that, I have no idea how this character actually plays. I played through the tutorial a little bit, but we're going to be looking for a bunch of music notes by the looks of it. So our main starting item is the guitar. Every 8 seconds throw an inspired note, restoring 10 HP. There's a 40% chance to trigger that note. That is also magic at the start, so we got to be careful for a magic note item. So mini striking note is going to deal that damage, so it's going to be kind of nice. And for each type of note, this triggers faster and faster. So we got our note warrior. When an ally dies, gain 1 stack of enlarge. And this guy can craft up into something kind of cool all the way up. Holy moly, King of Rock. Every 1 second deal 5 damage to all nearby enemies. On allies' death, gain 2 stacks of enlarge. So this guy can get really massive. We need to keep an eye out for our microphone and a bunch of these guys. That's probably going to be our game plan today. Now summon gains 1 stack of rage. That's also kind of nice, but that is a starter ball effect. Okay, this looks insane. Plasma cannon. Flying or alien, this game has changed a lot. We're probably not going to go for that today, but let's go and grab a bit of storage. Let's go and grab a balloon. I'm going to roll once, and I'm looking for any musical items. Like our musical note, which I can't even really see what it does right now. Unfortunately, it was hidden behind it, the tooltip. Every 5 seconds, restore 2 HP. That's kind of nice. You can also grab a hard card, which is more HP scaling. Piggy bank for extra goals, TNT, I think I'm just going to reroll, I don't really want any of these items. And we got another note warrior, the fire note warrior. Every 5 seconds, throw a fireball to the nearest enemy, applying 1 stack of burn. That's kind of cool. We could lean heavily into burns, or we could grab our note warrior and craft this fellow up, bringing it to a double note warrior. So when a unit dies, gain 1 stack of enlarge with a 50% chance to apply 1 extra stacks. So we want to stack up a bunch of little units as much as possible. We could also try to honestly get a lot of rage onto our guy as well, because rage is kind of nuts. Every 10 seconds, someone gains 2 stacks of rage and remove 3 stacks of the debuff effect. I'm not going to take it. I will take the balloon though, and we're going to move on it to our training opponent. So we can actually take on this guy, which will give us a rematch token, or get that extra gold. We can also see what they're going to have as well, which is kind of nice actually. Nice little change. I'm going to go for the cactus because I want to go super speed. Yeah, let's slow it down just a little bit. We'll go on 2 times speed. Just for the first fight. So basically the fight is going to play out like this. So our units get summoned on this side of the table and have to walk forward and take on their units. And then we start hitting the cactus to take down their life. And that's how we win out. Not bad. A super fun gameplay loop in my opinion. And we also got the lizard shop. The lizard shop gives us this right here. So we can look for magic items, we can look for weapons, we can look for summons, or we can look for slots. I think basically we kind of want to run summons. I'd like to grab some slots, but Bloom Bear I'm not looking for. Since you're on sale though, I will grab you. And I'm going to roll. We got a trophy for buying a Bloom Bear, and that's another fire warrior, which at this point we're probably going to take. Now, Poison Apple. Stacks poison, take 3 damage or take damage every 3 seconds per stack. Ignore shields, lose 1 stack every 3 seconds. Someone's gain 6 max health upon death, apply 5 stacks of poison to all nearby enemies. So that's going to be insane for the hamster army. That could be kind of sick. Also, Poison Blade. Min has a 25% chance to gain 2 stacks of rage, but also applies 1 stack of poison to the target. Okay, Poison Blade seems like it could be a lot of fun. And honestly, I might get rid of our Bloom Bear. Get rid of Bloom Bear. I'm going to take this guy because he's going to be 1 slot, low HP, gets murdered, gives us stacks of enlarge, and we want to take another fire note warrior with some storage. And yeah, we're going to move on to our first PvP fight. So we'll see how we get on. Going to begin a PvP fight. We'll slow this one down. We are facing another Puppet Musician. They're rocking the other class, which summons a mini fire note, applying loads of flames, but it's not looking too bad for us. With multiple units. They do got a Rocketeer, but we should be able to beat him out. Definitely so. I mean, he just murder-faced that die. And there goes all our notes. Given HP, and hell yeah, we win our first rounds. We got our first medal, and we have 5 lives to continue on. Now, round 2, begin challenge. Short little rounds, just a little shop, and then a PvP fight. We also got this wheel. Summon gains 2 stacks of haste, so we can keep speeding up our guy. Increase attack speed and movement speed by 10%. But we would lose it very, very fast. We also got a speed zone, which will speed up our items, but for summons, they only affects entry time instead of skill cooldown. So that's good to know. Let's take a fair note. Let's grab a bit of storage. I think I'm actually just going to reroll for right now. And we could have taken one of these earlier. We also got this guy, the trumpet. At battle start, for each node, add green triangle, increase multicast chance by 50% and max multicast by 1. So you can go crazy on attacks, and you can craft up into a harp archer. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. We can have a long range trumpet guy if we want to. Let's go and combine you up though, into a big double node fire warrior. Seems like that's going to be amazing for us. And let's go and grab this. Now, do I want to combine this up into this item here? Every 6 seconds deal 12 damage. For each node, cooldown speed 15%. Which then you can craft up into this, which deals 20 damage for each. Holy moly, we can get... And you even go even further than beyond the striking triplet. Yeah, I'm going to combine that up. Which is now a massive, massive slot. We can also combine this up, but we don't really have the storage for it just yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll. I don't really want any of those other items. Now you, every 8 seconds restore 6 HP. It's pretty much the same thing except this heals, this deals damage. So maybe you want to lock up, but we're going to rock on. Actually, let's make sure we lock this bit of storage because I do want that too. Now let's rock on. So we're going full on musical warriors. Now they got a trap, which will... Enemies take 20 damage. We're going to take a lot of damage walking onto, but they also got a freaking laser gun. Which deals damage, but also has a chance to shrink. But they only have 1 unit, so we should definitely be able to win this one out. With no units, they do a lot of magic damage to our guys though, but hell yeah, we take them out. We get our second win. And now we got a big round tree, a random shop into training, into a shop, into a PvP fight. This could be kind of nice. I want to say it's going to be nice. I kind of want to go for summon shops. I'm looking for something... This looks kind of interesting. Definitely a lot of units. Big skeleton. We kind of want to go for this Dead Note Warrior, King of Rock. So anything that looks kind of undead seems like it could be the right way to go. We could go magic shop because we're probably going to need something like this. Guitar or microphone or other musical notes also. And then for weapon shop, honestly, I'm not sure if weapon shop is going to be... This looks insane by the way. When killing enemies, summon gains 4 stacks of rage and 4 stacks of heal. Holy moly, Reaper, there's a lot of really, really cool items. I'm going to summon shop. We did get our tombstone. Every 15 seconds, summon a little skeleton, lose some HP. When little skeleton dies, apply 2 stacks of curse to your enemy. And you're also building, which means you're going to pop to the top. So basically, we want you in the back. But you can craft up, can you? You can, into a graveyard every 20 seconds, summon 2 little skeletons and lose some HP. Yeah, I want to build a whole skelly army. Speaking of skellies, that is a big skeleton, and you can even craft up into this guy or that guy. So, Skeleton King, on attack, apply 2 stacks of curse. On entry, all allies gain 5 stacks of rage. Upon death, revive 1 time. Skeleton King seems kind of nuts. And Skeleton Captain, every 25 seconds, summon a ghost ship for 4 seconds. When a ghost ship exists, every second it removes 5 stacks of burn from all allies. When it ends, apply 5 stacks of curse to enemies in the area. Upon death, chance to revive can only be triggered 1 time. I'm going to take the big, large, massive skelly, but I'm going to still reroll to see if we can get ourselves any other musical notes. And that is a grave tombstone. That's really, really freaking awesome for us. We're going full on undead type build today. That seems like that's going to be insane for us, potentially, hopefully. We'll see how it pans out. Now we can get a rematch token, but I really want the extra gold. That's for sure. Definitely, we really want that extra gold. But so far, units are not looking too bad. I do like this character quite a bit, especially going for the undead type angle. And this game seems like it's going to be a lot more fun with all the items added in. Holy moly, it's going to be kind of insane actually. Now we're going to speed this one up because we literally just strike the units and all we have to do is walk forward and take out the enemy. We've got our 15 golds. And with that, let's grab our tombstone. Let's craft this up. Let's grab a warrior. Let's also grab the U2. We could grab the piggy bank. 10 seconds after battle start, remove 1 stack of debuffs from all allies. I don't really want that. And that is another mini inspiring note. It's also the mini striking note we could take too. Gain 3 stacks of bubble, blocks 1 instance of damage. Kind of nice too, but let's go ahead and grab this. And now we're kind of overweight unless we combine some of this stuff up. Now we did say we wanted to grab this. And potentially craft up a big massive striking doublet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the heal stuff because we want to be murder facing our own units kind of. And I'm going to combine this up and then I'm going to combine it up again And this is looking kind of insane. Especially if this has a chance to trigger our striking doublet also. So currently at the moment, we kind of need to rock on with this sort of situation. I'm going to reroll those, see if we can grab ourselves a little bit of storage. That's another musical note. Also another fire warrior, but I kind of just want to take double note warriors. So I'm not going to be too pushy about taking this guy. I don't really want to go full on burns. But we do need to kind of move on with this sort of situation. We're at max limit. If we go over that limit, our units get a ton of debuffs. And can we take on this hamster boy? With armored hamster, that looks kind of insane. Holy moly, he looks cracked. Big mechanical hamster with tons and tons of shields. Yeah, we could be in trouble. Now we did get 3 stacks of enlarge, which makes us harder to be knocked back. We get more life. It's gonna be kind of nice. But again, our opponent just has so much shields blocking all that damage. And we're sending our little skeletons. Hoping that they can take some of the chippy damage, give us their stacks of enlarge, and just apply those stacks of curse. But we're slowly breaking through them. There goes our 2 big beefy boys though. And there goes our little skeletons. Come on, little skeletons, you can do it. Rush forward. That was massive damage from musical note. And we do take him out. But we're kinda at a standstill. There goes our musical note. We do a ton of damage. And there goes another one. More damage. And we should be able to win this one out with one more musical note. Smashers. Not bad. We barely won that. Now another short little round in round 4. Which means we're only gonna have a little round this round. Let's take our musical note. Let's take our marble actually, because a marble will deal 3 damage whenever a unit dies. So let's reroll. We really need a ton of storage, like an insane amount of storage. And we could take the drums. The drums give us more stacks of enlarge. That seems kind of nuts, does it not? We can't add in our big skeleton just yet. And we could craft these up, but I think I want to keep these as single little block warriors, because the more units we add in that just run up and get murder faced, the better it is going to be first. Also, didn't realize we had this note. So yeah, I'm going to rock on with this sort of situation. Another PvP fight. We'll see how we get on. Going to begin another puppet musician. Rocking the multi-speaker, going with the fire note warriors. I mean, these guys seem like they're going to be insane for the multi-speaker, potentially. But we'll see. We do massive damage with our striking doublet. And we just left our build. Look at this guy. Do you see him there for a second? He was frozen in time. But hey. There goes our note, we take him out. And then all our guys have to do is walk forward and hit the puppet musician to finish them off. And there goes our little skeletons just running up the table as fast as they can. They just can't make it there. Well, hey, we're almost halfway there. And then we get to see tie craft. We can craft up our own custom tie using one of our friends. And unfortunately, we could take our 7 golds. I'm going to craft up the tie though. And since I've no Steam friends, we're going to be using myself, unfortunately. So we can build a summon paper ranged, a summon shield melee, or summon melee type unit. So do we want a tanky boy? Do we want a melee guy, or do we want a ranged unit? I kind of like the ranged unit. I don't think we really want paper. We don't really want tanky guy. We want someone to just get murder faced. But actually, you know what? I'm going to take the tanky guy. So every 10 seconds, grant the frontmost ally 40 stacks of shields. On attack, trigger shield bash, dealing 20% damage of shield stacks, applying 3 stacks of physical vulnerability. On entry, take 25% less attack damage for 25 seconds. For each type of shield or armor, attack damage taken is further reduced by 15%. You are ultra tanky. You help out our guys quite a bit. But I do think we take our ultra tanky guy. With that, we successfully crafted up our game buddy. Would you take up a lot of freaking... Wait, so maybe once our tanky boy in the front. I think so. Also, before we do move on, put our marble in, and now let's go. So we're just going to be rocking into the shop anyway. And with that, we get our drum, which is going to be even better for us. We go ahead and grab you too. We grab this speed zone. We're going to reroll. And we could end up getting rid of our fire warrior. We also got a garlic. Every 6 seconds, move 4 stacks of poison from allies and gain 1 stack of dodge. Each stack can block 1 instance of normal attack damage. That seems kind of nuts. It doesn't block magic damage, but it blocks normal attack damage. Now, melee will remove enemies' stacks of shields, which is kind of nice too. Gets 4 stacks of bravery, which is just knockback. But I think I'm going to sell our fire warrior. I'm going to sell our fire warrior so we can keep rolling. See if we can get anything else. What the hell is this thing? Dinosaur helmet? Shield add star applies to extra 25 shields. Okay, that's kind of insane. We also want to grab this too. And yeah, I'm going to rock on with this sort of situation. We're going to have our drum target a double knight warrior. with a big ol' tanky bite to try and get a ton of stacks of enlarge. Since you're going to take 25% less damage. Attack damage, that is. Magic damage, we're going to get shredded. But attack damage, you're going to be ultra tanky. Which should be kind of nice. And we got another debuff on us, which honestly, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think it might be fear or something like that, but there goes our musical note. We just got to get our friendly Game Buddy to stay there alive and let our music do the damage. But it's not looking great for us. Now when they have a back line unit, the Alien Warrior. Oh, it's Shrink. Oh, it's shrinking her, guys. That's what it is. Holy moly, they absolutely destroyed us. Unfortunately, it's looking like we're going to end up falling short this time around, but it is what it is. We're bound to lose some things because it is our first game, and there's lots and lots of new synergies that we do have to learn now. But we almost take out their big skeleton, and it does come back to life. Okay, this guy seems kind of nuts. I really do want to introduce him. Maybe our Game Buddy might not be that good in our builds. We do lose a life, we got 4 more to lose, and round 6 is going to be a big round. So this should be kind of nice. Now grab another marble, craft an up, launch a marble that deals 3 damage, cooldown 2 seconds for each summon at triangle, bounce 1 times. I'm going to take it since it is on sale, let's grab a bit of extra freaking weight limit. Control flex decreased, we could also grab the flute, which does reduce down our cooldowns on our notes, which I really want to take, but we just don't have the storage for it just yet. Marble launcher, every 12 seconds, fired marble dealing 7 damage, has 50% chance to immediately trigger the marble. That's getting this to top dancer, reduces magic damage by 20%. I'm going to keep rolling. That's another drum. I'm going to want to take that. But let's also grab this too. So I think I'm actually going to put in our big skeleton instead of our Game Buddy, as mad as it is. We're going to take our drum. Now it's going to combine up our marble. We're going to sell this musical now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this in, I'm going to craft it up, and then I'm going to also actually just combine this up again. So we have a ton of weight limit and a lot of units. So Game Buddy's not going to be in it, it's going to be our big skeleton, which I think is going to be really, really nice. I also want to sell another Inspired Note to just reroll again. With another Inspired Note, that's also Speed Zone. We also got Demonize, every 7 seconds, deal 12 damage, apply 2 stacks of Curse. Which then we can also craft this up potentially into this item. When an ally dies, throw 1 marble. 8 damage, 50% chance for 1 stacks of curse. Cooldown is 2 seconds. I mean, I kind of want to lock that. Yeah, we're going to take that, but we're going to rock on. We're not going to be able to put in our drum just yet. We could craft it up into this big old drum. We can get a rematch token, but I want our extra gold. All I want is our extra gold. Definitely so. But we've got our big skeleton in right now, which could be a lot of fun. We hit the trap that bounces us back. And we can apply a ton of stacks of curse, which means our undead is going to deal a little bit of extra damage. So that could be kind of nice. Our musical note warriors walking forward, doing some damage. We take out your units, and this is looking much, much better than the previous rounds. However, this is just a training opponent, which means it should be easier anyway. But hell yeah, we do take out the cactus, we get our monies. 17 gold is kind of insane for us. And with that, I kind of want to go here. We could go for summons, magical, or space. I kind of want to go for summons, but we do need some slots. And that's not a slot I'm looking for. Also, 6 golds. I'm going to take it, and we are going to combine it up. Let's take another magic zone. Let's take a speed zone. Let's reroll. And that is another recorder, which we probably should be taking. But hey, I'm going to combine this up. I'm going to combine this up because this is going to give us stacks of rage as well, which should be incredibly fantastic for us. And it's not more than I want to have something like this, but then we can have our hot air balloon in, which means we can't even have units in. So we do kind of need to move on with this sort of situation. This should be pretty darn decent for us. I'm still going to reroll though, and we get another drum, which is even more amazing, and also a balloon zone. Hell yeah, I'm going to take it, but let's move on to our next PvP fight. So with that, we're going to have a chance to scale up rage as well. So we're going to be getting big, massive, beefy guys that deal a ton of damage potentially. Maybe. We are facing a... I'm forgetting this guy's name, Dolchef, I think it is. Who's going to be rocking some ranged units, and I don't think we should have too much of a problem taking out these ranged units. Hell no. Especially that we got some rage, because that is going to be a lot more damage. And we knock their tie off the edge of the table. And it should be free from here. Should honestly just be free from here. With 5 HP left, hell yeah, not bad. Halfway there to our 10 victories, and now we got a little shop and a challenge opponents. Now that's going to be that second guitar. Also, marble launcher on sale is kind of insane, especially since we got our demon marble. Let's take this balloon zone for now though. Let's also take the speed zone. Now maybe the Game Buddy was not the play. You only sell for 2, which is not that fantastic either. I really do want to grab you 2 though. I think I'm going to sell another magical note, and I think I'm going to sell one of our balloons, which is madness, but I kind of want to grab our marble launcher. You're going to grab our marble launcher. I'm going to place it down below so we can launch this demon marble, which should be kind of nice. We probably want to grab both of these items, and with that, we are going to venture on once again. And we're launching our demon marble. With the marble launcher, it's going to be really nice. Now, I am speeding this up every 4 seconds, deal 20 damage. It's going to be nice, especially when our opponent only has... their units only have like 110 HP. Just a little bit more chippy damage that we can deal to our opponents. And with our big skeleton, it should be kind of nice too. We could make the biggest skeleton alive. Our guy has 10 stacks of large and is getting massive. Gentlemen, getting massive. He shot a freaking barrel at our tombstone, applying some stacks of burn, taking out some of his HP so we can't summon the little hamsters as much. Oh, come on, big skeleton. Do some big old smacks. Take out this Dr. Hamster. Hell yeah. Not bad. 6 victories in, only 4 more to go. And we got a little round once again. Now this time, let's go ahead and just craft up this guitar into an ultrasound guitar. Every 8 seconds throw an inspire note, restoring 10 HP. 25% chance to throw a striking note dealing 10 damage. And a 70% chance to trigger note that's also magic. That's going to be really, really awesome. Let's take our drum. Let's reroll. And what the hell is this thing? At 10 seconds, apply 2 stacks of shrink to the nearest enemy, knocks them back. And shrink is for each stack, your body size, max health, and knockback resistance are reduced by 5. 1 stack is removed every 3 seconds. So it is kind of a insane debuff. I'm gonna have to sell another one of these though. I want to grab more. Frick! I thought we had more monies. Can we sell our Game Buddy? I'm actually gonna sell our Game Buddy, which is madness. Game Buddies are a ton of fun, but it's not the play we're going for. So I think we're gonna move on with this sort of situation. Although we do need to move it slightly back over, and so we're going to have an increased chance to get more enlarged. We're also going to get our ultrasound guitar sped up a little bit so we can keep getting our striking doublet, dealing a ton of damage for us. And we could have stacked in a load of notes around this to make this go even faster and faster and faster and just have this deal insane damage for us. But it is what it is. Now this opponent has a ton of units. They're actually over limit and you can see all the debuffs on them. We're going to take more physical damage, we're going to take more magical damage, but at the expense of having a ton of units. Now if the way to cleanse those debuffs, it shouldn't be too bad, but look, our skeleton and our musical note warrior scaling up in health and enlargement. They're getting more and more massive, which is kind of funny. This guy is getting, holy moly, 24 stacks, 25 stacks. He is massive. Now their skeleton's actually kind of breaking through, but we're taking lots of chippy damage. This ranged unit is doing wonders for our opponents. And this guy's still alive somehow. Oh, he's getting sucked up. He drops back down. Does finally get taken out. And we just barely win this one out again. Our guy gets some healing. And here comes a big musical note to deal some extra damage. Not bad. This guy looks kind of cool though. This character. Only 3 more victories to go. We got a random shop. A big old round. Round 9. Now, I kind of want to go for a magic shop. Magic shop because this item we do want to grab. The microphone. To craft up this guy, and we need a second one to craft up the King of Rock. So yeah, that's where we're going. Crimson Eye. Not we really want for this. This guy looks kind of insane. Mushroom Elder. On attack and play stacks of poison. I really want to go for poison stack and build, but not today. Let's go ahead and grab you for now. Let's reroll. Anything else we kind of want? Hell yeah, I'm going to be taking you, and we're going to be crafting up this also. So let's focus on combining that, and let's combine it up all the way. Now you deal 25 damage, not too insane actually of an upgrade. Eternal Flame, apply 4 stacks of burn for each stack of haste. On enemies, apply 2 stacks of extra burn. So counter to haste. Let's reroll. Any microphones? No microphones. That's a little bit unfortunate for us, but let's rock on once again. 700 gold, we could get a rematch token, but again, I just want to stack up as much gold as possible to give us more chances of finding our microphone. Because I really do want to go for this King of Rock. But can we take out these guys? I mean, we stacked up some debuffs on them. Stack up some curses. And I'd love to grab more tombstones to summon a bunch of little skeletons faster and faster. But it's not looking too bad for us. Our guy's just walking forward. She'll be able to deal the rest of the damage. Might speed up just a little bit because we're definitely going to win this one out. And I slowed it down a little bit too fast. But hell yeah. 18 golds, not bad. Any microphones? It is another freaking drum. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to reroll. And grab storage since it is on silver 1. And grab another demon eyes. I think we keep going. And we got our first microphone. Hell yeah. Also, after note triggers 15 times, summon 10 notes. Each restoring 8 HP allies. That's kind of insane too. Let's go ahead and craft up our Dead Note Warrior. Dead Note Warrior every 1 second deal 3 damage to nearby enemies. When any unit dies, gain 1 stacks from large. With a 50% chance to gain extra stacks. Every 1 second deal 5 damage to all nearby enemies. Any units dead gain 2 stacks from large. That's going to be kind of insane. Potentially. Also, I'm going to combine this up again. Combine this up again. And with that, we can get more rage on our guys. Now, if we kept it as just a normal drum, we could just be stacking up more large. Well, let's add in our dragon note. Let's add in our music note. We can't reroll anymore. Maybe sell this to actually just reroll. I think we do. And what the hell is this? Fortune Cat. Upon entering shop, 20% chance to gain a gold, 30% chance to gain 2, 30% chance to gain 3 gold, 20% chance to gain 4 gold. Now, do you craft up? Definitely not. But being on silver 5, I'm going to take another freaking marble launcher. Shoot out another demon marble. But we'll rock on with this. And there goes our Death Note with a big dark aura. We're just going to walk forward and then everything's going to start taking some chippy damage, which is great. Going into something like hamsters. It's taking out low life units really, really fast. And it's just getting more and more mass. This aura is getting even bigger and bigger, by the way. With the enlargements. Holy moly, we could actually cover the whole freaking table. It's massive. 25 stacks. 10 stacks of rage are going to deal some big old damage. But this unit has a ton of shields. And we have no healing on our guy. That's a bit of a problem right now. We do lots and lots of damage, but not as much healing as I'd like to. Our skeleton's going to be taken out, but our Dead Note is massive. 32 stacks of enlarge. And just doing lots of chippy damage. Not bad. Definitely not bad. This is definitely going to be a fun build. Hell yeah. I'm just hoping that we can find ourselves another microphone. Let's take our marble launcher. Alarm clock. We could get stacks of haste. I'm going to reroll though. And that is another skeleton. We haven't seen these items just yet. I will take a little bit more storage. And we could take another big skeleton. I'm very, very tempted though. Just rock a load of big skeletons. It's just a ton of storage. I'm going to sell that now and I will be taking it. And our marble launcher can actually target our demon note. Our demon marble. Also, if we move this up and place this guy in, we can actually speed up our strike in the triplet even more. I think we should be pretty good to move on with this double big old skeletons. Gonna be kind of nice. Now our opponent also has big skeletons. They also have the Reaper's hat. Reduce attack damage. You're gonna have a mothership. Holy moly, that's kind of insane. Just up in the sky, dealing a ton of damage to us. This could be problematic for us. Definitely so. We do take out our skeletons really, really fast and our whole units are gone. And it's just down to our Dead Note, who is just going to be murder-faced really, really fast. Yeah, we definitely lost this one out. Our marbles though are doing a lot of damage. Which is kind of nice actually. I do like these marbles quite a bit. I think we're going to supplement our builds really, really awesomely, but we do need more units. For sure. Our build needs more. But we are going to lose this one out. I might speed up just a little bit. Actually, we might actually still win this one out. As mad as it is, we've taken a lot of damage, but if this striking in triplet can just keep constantly doing that damage, we might be able to beat him out before that fatigue. And it actually looks like so. There's no way we brought that back. We actually brought that back. That's kind of insane. Round 11 could be our last round. So I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll like crazy. See if we can upgrade our big skeleton. Or even our Dead Note Warrior. We've got a boom effect. Someone gains 3 stacks of crit boost. That's kind of crazy. We also got dead rattle effect. Which I'm not going to take just yet. Now I'd love to take another Note Warrior. Also every 2 seconds throw a tiny note to the nearest ally, restoring 4 HP and a stack of haste. That's actually kind of nice. Be not saying I'm going to take it, but we're going to keep rolling. Come on. Let's sell this. Let's roll again. No, freaking microphone. Now you're going to pin to the top, which is a bit of a problem, so we do need to place you up top. And that's going to speed up our striking triplet as well. This really has paid off quite a bit. Also, what the hell did I do? We're over limit. Okay, I did not throw this on purpose. That was an accident. Definitely so. We're going to have a lot of debuffs that we do not really want. And you know what? This could actually help us out, to be honest. Maybe not on our dead note, but having our guys die a lot faster actually kind of benefits us. So maybe stacking more weight could help us out in the long run. And this is not looking close whatsoever. It's looking like we're definitely 150,000% going to win this one out. And it's not going to be close whatsoever. That's for sure. And awesome. I thought it was going to end at 10 victories, but we can continue our challenge to try and get more rank points, or we can just take our 190, kind of like Backpack Battle's survival mode. Let's continue the challenge, because I really want to see how this build can actually perform. And also, I'm going to reroll. I don't want any of these items. That's another big old skeleton on sale for 4 I'm going to take. And that's another guitar. Heart of Life. Someone gains 15% max life. That's kind of nuts. Every 7 seconds apply 0 stacks of poisoned all nearby enemies. Every 2 triggers increase 0 stacks. Okay, poison stacking builds seem like they're going to be a ton of fun. Potentially. Let's also grab you too. I'm going to add in another guitar. I actually wouldn't really mind adding this in, but I think I'm going to sell it. That's our dinosaur helmet. And I'm going to reroll. Going to reroll to see if we can get anything else. One more time. That's the second guitar, which I'm going to be taking also. And we're kind of locked behind a bunch of microphones. Maybe I won't take the guitar. I think I'm just going to rock on with this. We should possibly have this in anyway. With that, I'm still going to move on. Even though we are going to be taking more damage with our fatigue, I'm going to take our extra golds. And we'll see how we can get from here. And they haven't summoned any units. Oh, here's all the units. They got a Dead Note Warrior as well. They're going to get lots of heals from it. And maybe we should have prioritized going for the Inspired Note. This one that heals a lot. But again, we kind of want our guys to die really, really fast. So our marbles can do tons and tons of damage. And our guys can get tons and tons of enlargements. And not bad. Our Skeleton Warrior's still staying alive. And we just take out this Note Warrior. Not too much of a problem. We get our money so we can try to get this freaking microphone. We can try to get ourselves a crown. And not bad. 18 golds. Do love training rounds because we get a ton of gold. And with that, we can go for notes. Or we can go for clockwork or slots. What we want to do is click over. Go here. Click on notes and see what we can get from notes. So basically, we are looking for a microphone. So that's exactly what I'm going to go for. So let's grab notes. Let's roll. What the hell is this? Wild Chime. Gain 6 stacks of haste when node dies. 25% chance to revive. Okay, so we have 25% chance to revive our Dead Note Warrior. How the hell do we not take that? Let's reroll again. And that is another music box, which again needs a microphone to craft up. Let's keep rerolling. Come on, microphone. It's another freaking ring chime. Now this really needs to sit up here. So we kind of need this a little bit of storage. I'm going to sell our little musical note. And we are going to take it. We're going to place that in. You need to sit in then this spot also. I'm not going to take another wind chime. We're going to rock on. So you're going to resurrect. Which is kind of nice actually. But maybe we want on a different musical item. Maybe. Again, we got tons and tons of debuffs on our guys so they get murdered really, really fast. So we can do our marble damage like crazy. And they got some upgraded skeletons. The skeleton captains. But we've actually absolutely destroyed their units insanely fast. And our guy's just going to walk forward. We're going to start doing a lot of chippy damage. Our musical note's going to be putting in some work for us. There goes a bunch of marbles. And hell yeah. Not going to be too much of a problem for us. Definitely not. We can take him out. We get our extra wins. And we got 4 more wins to get to actually win out. Round 13 is going to be a short little round for us. We'll see what we get from here. That's a microphone. Hell yeah. We're going to craft it up immediately. And we can craft up this. We can craft up our guitar. But we are going for the King of Rock. Every 1 second deal 5 damage to all nearby enemies. On any unit die, gain 2 stacks when large. That's going to be insane, but you're more massive. We'll sort our inventory just a little bit later on. Let's take our bit of storage. Let's reroll. Can we get ourselves another microphone? That's also that shields. Someone gains 2 stacks of dodge so we can keep our guy alive for longer. And gain 100 max life for 5 stacks of dodge. We could be beefing up our King of Rock quite nicely. We're going to reroll again. And that's that extra guitar, which we're probably going to take. But also kind of want Destroyage. So I'm happy enough moving on with this sort of situation. We put our marble launchers in the right place, target our demon marbles. We're going to have our demon marble. Doesn't work on this guy, so maybe we do need to move you over slightly so we can have you there. And that's going to bounce quite a bit. We're also going to add this back in. We also need you in as well to get murder faced, which is a bit sad to say, but we do need that. Now, guitar we're going to be taking, but this is going to be much better. We finally got our King of Rock in, and we'll see how this actually works out. Is the King of Rock going to be putting in some work for us? Potentially, hopefully. We'll see. That's a lot of debuffs on our guys, which we don't matter too much about it. Maybe do need it for King of Rock. Comes in with those debuffs, that's a bit of a problem. Our skeletons get murder face really quickly, but look at how big our King of Rock is. 16 stacks of enlarge, 22. This is getting crazy. But the problem is, he gets murder face too quickly. Yeah, we need to actually just get rid of these debuffs right now. We're playing around too much with the debuffs, that's for sure. It was kind of fun, or it was kind of good at the start, but yeah, it's kind of hurting us now. However, are we still going to be able to win this one out? I mean, we might be able to. Our 2 little skeleton warriors keeping us alive. And there goes our marbles. Doing a ton of damage with all the magic as well. And hell yeah, we're actually still going to win this one out. This striking triplet has put in so much work for us along with the demon marble. It's been kind of insane actually. Genuinely insane. Win a match while overweight by 5. That's the trophy that we just got. Let's grab the storage. So we're going to take our guitar. And what we're going to do is we're going to craft this up into another ultrasound guitar. And with that, we are just going to continue on. And that's our freaking pirate's hat. And that's our pirate captain hat. We got to take it, that's for sure. But we're also going to take our balloons on, which will free up some of our slots. Potentially, hopefully. Not a whole lot. We'll take it. And if we craft you up into our skeleton captain, which will summon a ghost ship every 4 seconds, it's going to apply stacks of curse, which means our undead units are going to deal more damage. Upon death, you're going to have 50% chance to survive, but can only be triggered 1 time. I'm still going to combine you up, but at the same time, we lose our extra skeleton. Now, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I thought this was only going to be 1 skeleton, that we keep our extra skeleton. We're still overweight, I'm going to sell you and our musical note, and we're going to take this balloon. Trying to give us a tiny bit more that we can hold on to. Which means we're going to have to take out our musical note. Unfortunately, we definitely have to. Just so we don't get all those debuffs once again. Let's venture on though. Let's see if this is going to be good enough. Is our skeleton captain going to put in some work for us? Potentially, hopefully. And we are facing a kind of a crazy unit. They're trying to set up for something amazing. They also got skeleton kings, which is exactly what I wanted. They look insane, by the way. So a lot of units. I'm hoping that our King of Rock can come in and put some work in. And right now, since we got no heals, maybe not. And these skeleton kings are looking... I'm going to pause it for a second. I just want to read what these guys actually do. All allies gain 5 stacks of rage. On attack, apply 2 stacks of curse. Yeah, I really wanted these guys. They have a very similar setup, except it might actually be more crazy, since I have 2 skeleton kings, which is madness in its own right. Definitely so. Applying those stacks of curse makes them deal more undead damage to us, which means they're going to be scaling up that damage with every single hit. However, our marbles are still putting in some work. The magic items have been insane in our build. Just absolutely shredding units. And we've taken out all the units. And here comes our magic. Well, I thought it was going to be like a super cool undead game, but it's more just a striking triplet with some guitars. Definitely so. With that, round 15 is going to be another short little rounds. That's for sure. Now we could also grab this, which will give us some defenses. Reduce the magic damage taken by 10%. 50% chance to gain 8 stacks of shield when hit. So this has been changed quite a bit. Used to give a lot more. I'm still going to take it though, but I'm going to reroll. And that is a break inside. Killing enemy, summon gain 4 stacks of rage and 4 stacks of heal. This could be kind of interesting. Problem is, it takes up a lot of storage, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the Prankster Ghost since it is going to be that character specific, potentially. Still going to reroll though. And that is another music box. Also putting the wind chime on to our skeleton captain So our King of Rock can survive that a little bit longer. Now it does have a 25% chance to revive, but at the same time, it's not going to be that great actually. More musical notes we're going to add in, and let's get going this time around. So if you take out some units, you're going to gain 4 stacks of heal and 4 stacks of rage. And since you got a massive AoE, that's going to be actually insane for us, potentially. Maybe. It depends on if your opponent has lots of little hamsters, which Dr. Hamster tends to usually have. But then again, our marbles are going to be doing a lot of work for us also. So we got tons of stacks of rage, we got tons of stacks of enlargements. And we'll see. We get some stacks of shields, which is kind of nice also, making us even tankier. And our guys are getting massive, by the way. Big AoE. There goes our ghost ship. Applying those stacks of curse. Knocks them all the way back. And then we kind of walk forward. These two comboing together, maybe not the best since it knocks them out of our AoE. And look at this aura. It is crazy massive. And our guys are just getting even more bigger and bigger thanks to our drums. And he's actually getting bigger than the freaking Dr. Hamster. And hell yeah, we do win out this second final rounds. And with that, we got a short little round for round 16. Now we could also grab ourselves another Pyro Hat. We could also grab ourselves this Frying Pan, which I think I'm going to take out. Giving our Skeleton Captain a little bit more tankiness, I think is what we want. Musical note for heals. Being 1 stacks of rage at the beginning. I think we just keep moving. And a balloon zone for adding in this guy, I think is going to be what we're going to take. And let's sell our storage to keep rolling and see if we can get anything else from here. That's a big old card. That's also another Reaper Sai, which I'd love to stack Reaper Sai upon Reaper Sai onto our King of Rock. And Joker card. Every 20 seconds, turn a random enemy, excluding flying units, into a doll for 4 seconds, disabling all abilities during this period. This card seems insane, by the way. Let's see if we can win out this round. Let's see if we can definitely win out this round. Now, we could have moved the drum over and played a Frying Pan through King of Rock, and maybe that's what we should have done instead of having it on our Skeleton Captain. I kind of want to spread out the 2 units more so. And this unit is going to be rocking a Mega Hamster Ball, summoning tiny little hamsters, which we're just going to absolutely destroy their build. Looks like they accidentally didn't place in a unit, which is fantastic for us. Definitely so. Not so good for opponents, but yeah, we did manage to win out. Now, kind of exactly like what they have right here is what is probably meant to happen. We got our 15 victories, battle's over, and this was our final team. All centered around the King of Rock, with stacks of enlarge, with a Skeleton Captain, and the real MVP being the striking in triplet. But yeah, this game is finally launched and it is going to be a ton of fun, and let me know if you'd like to see more of this game, but I'm going to have to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope to keep it up for the next one. I'll see you next time.